So, you think that you have what it takes to become an archiver of fate, do you? We shall see. What? You thought you already were. Really? Well, yes, you have passed a few of the trials in order to become an archiver. That is true. You would not be meeting me had you not bested the preliminary trials. There is still a long way to go. That is for sure. You see, the Archivers of Fate, this secret group that you have stumbled upon, we are the very conduits of the great Lady Fate herself. We, to the best of our ability, carry out her will. If she is to speak directly to anyone, it will be one of us. And sometimes her will can be a bit dangerous. There may be people who oppose us, people who wish us harm, people who wish for anything but the great lady's will to happen. It is not for the faint of heart. You see, as an archiver of fate, there are all kinds of things that you may be asked to do. Anything from gathering information. That is something we do quite often. We keep our ears to the ground, try to sense any sort of disturbance, any sort of large-scale events that may be going on. Or you may be called upon to protect someone important who's going to do something the Lady Fate would like them to do, but perhaps they are in danger from others. Or, in very rare cases, there may be times when you are asked to eliminate a threat to the Lady Fate's plans. Exactly. We try to avoid such an ugly fate. But occasionally that is the great lady's will. So we do what we must. We are the protectors of order, of the way that things should be. There are times where a person may rise up and wish to change the course of history to benefit themselves. And in that way that whatever they are trying to do, it will cause pain or chaos or darkness to fall across the land. And that is something we will not permit. So, to be an archiver of fate is a very, very, very weighty responsibility. So, you have passed a few of the trials that you will face. But it will only get harder from here. Now, it is commendable that you have made it this far. There are those who do not, who fail or give up before they ever meet me. So, this is a testament to your spirit that you have made it this far. But you still have a long ways to go before you will be an initiate of the Archivers of Fate. Do you know the 9 pillars of virtue that we Archivers cling to? The 9 pillars of virtue that help decide everything that we do. You have heard them briefly. Okay, well, that is good. We are going to discuss them more in detail today. And then after that, you will have another trial. The first pillar, the first virtue, is courage. We vow that we will face our fears, defend our comrades and our kin, and anyone that the Lady Fate puts into our path. We will fight, and we will not be swayed when faced with adversity. It is very important because there are many things that we do that are dangerous. So it is important to have people who are firm of heart. So courage. Courage is the first virtue. Second virtue, another very important one. Well, they're all important. But the second virtue is discipline. Being willing to pursue work, self-improvement, and doing it honestly, and also doing what is necessary and right, and doing that of our own accord, not by threat or bribery or because we're trying to impress anyone, but because it is right. It is also very important. Discipline. Next is fidelity. Once you join the Archivers of Fate, you are an Archiver for life. And as such, we vow to be true to our comrades, our kin, and our communities where we live when we are not with the Archivers. We honor the bonds that we have with one another. We do not betray those that we are close to. It is important to have these bonds, both within the Archivers and outside of it. It is what helps us lead a fulfilling life, what makes us so close as people. Fidelity is the third virtue. Next, we have honor. Very, very important. Honor means that we stand by our oaths, and we honor our predecessors before us by keeping our names pure. We act with fairness and respect towards everyone. We do not use cheap tricks or anything like that to get ahead or to accomplish our purpose. Now, there may be times when we are called to do something close to spying, reconnaissance, things like that. But we only do so when we must. And we still do not take advantage of people unless we absolutely have to. So, honor is still something that we hold very, very high regard. Next, hospitality. A bit different than the other virtues so far, but still incredibly important. You see, every gift that we have and our time here on this land is given to us by the Lady Fate. And so we share our hearth, our food, our safety with our comrades, with our kin, with any weary traveler that the Lady Fate may bring into our path. We are generous with what we have, just as the Lady Fate is generous with us. We do not hold things close and put more value in our things than we do in people. We bless others with the blessings that we have been given. Hospitality is the 5th pillar. Next is industriousness. This means that when we work, we take joy in that work, in our labor, and we hold nothing back from the work that we pledge to do. Now, occasionally, people like me, or perhaps dwarves, they sometimes take this one and go a bit too far. Industriousness does not mean that you are constantly working. That is not what we are called to do. There are times to work and there are times to rest. There are times for fun. But being industrious means that when it is time to work, we work with our whole hearts. We do not give halfway. We do not give good enough. When we serve to the best of our ability. Does that make sense? Good, good. Because it does not do to work so often and so hard that we neglect ourselves. That does not make us good servants of the Lady Fate. So there is a balance in life. But when it is time for that work, we give it our all. Industriousness, very important. The 7th pillar is perseverance. There will be times when our tasks are very, very difficult. We may try and fail multiple times, but perseverance means that we will press on against any odds that are stacked against us until our goal is met. We will set out to do what we said we would do. Even if we must change course a bit or tackle an assignment or a problem from a different perspective. But we will persevere through that adversity, through the challenges, and finish what we said that we would start. Perseverance. The 8th pillar is self-reliance. Now, this does not mean that you can never ask for help. As I said, we are very close as archivers, and we will not ever leave someone who needs help without help. But being self-reliant means that we are dedicated to learning skills that help ourselves and other people, and we are willing and pursue strength. We grow stronger as we live, as we grow, that we may earn our way, both in the world and within the archivers, so that we are not an unnecessary burden. Does that make sense? Self-reliance does not mean you must only rely on yourself all the time, but it means that you will be called upon to pull your weight, I suppose. Okay, good. That is an important distinction, so it is good that you understand. Self-reliance is the 8th pillar. And the final pillar is something that ties in all of the other pillars. And that is the pillar of truth. We vow that we will seek the truth always, even if it is difficult, even if it is unpleasant and it would be easier to believe a lie. We will not let lies cloud the truth. We will speak only true words or stand in silence and defend truth when it is challenged. Those who do not honor the truth have no place in the archivers. Truth is the final pillar. Courage, discipline, fidelity, honor, hospitality, industriousness, perseverance, self-reliance, and truth. These are the 9 pillars of virtue that we as archivers follow. 9 pillars of virtue to ensure that we are living the best that we can, that we are serving the Lady Fate to the best of our ability, and that we are helping each other as best we can. Now, of course, none of us are perfect. None of us do the right thing every single time. Everyone has areas of weakness, areas where we may fail. But as an archiver, there will be someone to come alongside you, gently point out these areas where you may need a bit of work, and help you to work towards these 9 pillars. Yes? Makes sense? Good. Remember those 9 pillars. They are very important. Courage, discipline, fidelity, honor, hospitality, industriousness, perseverance, self-reliance, and truth. Now I'm going to say them. You repeat them back to me, one at a time. It is very important that you learn this. As an archiver, it is often important that you remember something that you hear after only hearing it once or maybe twice. So please try your best to commit this to memory. Courage, discipline, fidelity, honor. Do you remember the next? Hospitality. Very good. Hospitality. Industriousness. Perseverance. Self-reliance. And what is that last one? Truth. Very good. These are the pillars of the Archivers of Fate. Now, it is one thing to sit here and tell me that you understand these pillars, but it is another thing entirely to actually live them out. In order to be an archiver, you must be pure of heart. Again, not perfect. None of us is perfect, but you must be working towards being a good person. You must be pure. So, we have another trial for you. This one is very important. If you do not pass this one, then your journey ends here. Do you know why it is me who is chosen to conduct this part of your training? In fact, I am the one who oversees all of the trials. You may not see me, but I am sort of the head of all of this initiation. Do you know why they chose me? It may be a bit surprising for you to see a Dragonian in such a high-ranking position, to be part of the Council of Archivers. Well, Dragonians are not really part of this kingdom anymore. But we used to be. Ages ago, before the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the humans came here. We Dragonians were here. We used to live in harmony with the other races of Maladia. Unfortunately, there were a few Dragonians who were a bit overly ambitious. Did not hold to these pillars. They were not archivers, just regular people. But a few bad people can strike fear into the hearts of many. After the Shadow Wars, Dragonians were not welcome in this kingdom anymore. Now we live to the west of here, in Kanchakar. A kingdom, well, an empire that was known to be a bit harsh, a bit unruly. Well, now we, the archivers, and others are trying to restore the kingdom of Kanchakar as well to a place of honor. But we have a long ways to go. But anyway, that is why there are still Dragonians in the archivers, even though we are not technically part of Maladia anymore. We are still connected to this land through our ancestors. Now, the reason that I am the one in charge of the initiates is because I will not go easy on you. There are those on the council who mean well, who have all of these virtues, all of the pillars of the archivers. They follow them. They are good people. But some of them are a bit soft. They would see someone working hard, and if they fail, they would maybe give them another chance. Or say that it was okay that they failed one trial, because they passed all these other ones, because you can tell that they are willing to work hard. It was just that one certain area where they were not able to. It is not the case with me. You will pass each of our trials. And if you do not, you will not be an archiver. The director of the council is an elf who is a very, very, very powerful magic user. She will wipe your memory of everything that you know about the archivers, and you will be returned to your home completely unscathed, but also with no memory of this place, of your time with us, or that we even exist. That is the way it must be for people who are not worthy. Now, you have made it this far, so you are in the process of proving yourself worthy. And there is still much to learn. Much to test before you are an actual member of the archivers. And today's trial is crucial in determining the purity of your heart. Do you believe in the spirits? Not just the spirits of nature, the naiads, the dryads, the zephyrs, things like that. But the spirits that govern the land. They are a crucial part of how the Lady Fate communicates with people, and also how the sands of time come to be. Today, you will be tested by the spirits. And they will not be soft either. Are you ready? You think so? Yeah, that is fair. As I said, the trials will only be getting harder from now. If you are not a bit scared at some point during these trials, then please let me know. We need to make them harder. It is a good test of our first pillar, courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but it is standing your ground in the face of that fear. Are you ready to stand your ground? Let the spirits evaluate you. Good, good. Then let us begin. This is a very important potion, developed specifically by another archiver years ago, actually. This will help the spirits evaluate your heart. It will welcome them in, so to speak, into your mind, so that they may speak directly to you. They may not speak in words that you can understand, but rest assured they will be scrutinizing every part of your character. Maybe rest assured is not the right term. Drink this. All of the place, the whole thing. Good, good. Now it may take just a moment for it to kick in. But you will know when it starts working. Everyone's experience with the spirits is a bit different. You may hear strange things. You may start to see strange things. You may start to see reality distorted just a bit. It is nothing permanent. It will wear off after the potion has done its work. But it is imperative that you let the spirits do what they must. They will be making sure that your character is at the level that we need. That you are someone who will uphold the 9 pillars of virtue. But you are someone who is worthy of being a vessel of the Lady Fate. It is no easy task. It has begun, hasn't it? Yes, I can tell. Your disposition has changed a bit. It is all right. It is a bit unnerving, a bit disquieting to let the spirits evaluate you, especially if you have never heard them speak before. Now, if they are to gaze inside of you and see potential, see the right kind of character, I will know. And if they don't, they will know that too. See, in Kanjakar, we have quite a close relationship with the spirits. In fact, there are many people who serve as mystics, some to the Empress herself. It is a prestigious job. Here in this kingdom, I believe you call them fortune tellers. Really, they are just vessels of the spirits, like we are vessels of the Lady Fate. In some ways, we are one and the same, really. Do not fear. Try to remain calm. I know that it can be a strange sensation, but it is necessary. It is necessary for you. It is necessary for us to make sure that you are a good fit for the Archivers. The Archivers of Fate are very important. And so, the journey to become one is very, very challenging. But that is on purpose. We would not want it to be too easy, so that people who are not right for the Archivers slip through the cracks. No, we must ensure that the Archivers of Fate are the purest of heart. Spirits are quieting, aren't they? Yes, I can tell. That is a good sign. Sometimes this process takes much longer. There are questionable things the spirits must evaluate. And if you are not worthy, right now the spirits would be more frantic. But it sounds like they have accepted you. That is good. That is a good sign. If the spirits accept you with such gusto, then we will accept you too. For now, there are other trials that you will face. Some will test the strength of your body. Some will test the strength of your mind. And some will test the strength of your heart. All three must be strong if you are to be an archiver. Good. I am pleased with what the spirits have found in you today. you will move on to the next trial. But not right now. You may have some time to rest, to prepare in a way. Although you will not get to know what the next trial is until you are there. We do not want anyone to have an unfair advantage, you understand. It must be in the moment, because there are times where you will be doing things for the archivers. You may not always have time to prepare. These trials are meant to test you, that is true. But they are not impossible. Every member of the archivers that you will meet has succeeded in all of them. Like I said, I am not soft. I will not allow someone to become an archiver who is not completely worthy. And today you are one step closer to proving that you are. Now, tell me, what are those 9 pillars we spoke of before? Do you remember them? Which ones do you remember? Good. Good. That is good progress. Glad that you remember some of them. Especially after being evaluated by the spirits. I know that is a bit jarring. So the fact that you still have some of them in your mind is a good sign. Courage. Discipline. Fidelity. Honor, hospitality, industriousness, perseverance, self-reliance, very good, and truth. These are the virtues of the archivers. And according to the spirits, these are the virtues that you also possess. Well done. You are one step closer to becoming an archiver of fate. See you next time.